Hello and welcome back. This is Stu again. And today I'm going to prepare a traditional dessert from Puerto Rico. It's called Arroz con Dulce. In essence, it's rice pudding. But in Puerto Rico, we make it a little bit different and we add that Caribbean flavor to it. Now, typically, we do it during the Christmas season. However, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's February, it's snowing, it's cold, and I am a badass, so I don't care. I'm going to make it today. I have nothing better to do. So go nowhere because I'm going to make it the simplest, easiest way that anybody else can do it too. So let's look at ingredients. Let's start with the star of the show, which is rice. This is 2 cups. Put it in water. Cover up in water. This one has been in water for over 24 hours, but it doesn't have to be that long. You can do for a couple hours. The purpose is to get the starch out. Make sure you have some sugar, enough for like 2 cups. Do you have the cinnamon sticks? Have about 3, maybe 5. Clove. We call it clavos in Spanish. Clove. And this is how they look. And here's the bag. Clove. Star anise. Here's the star anise. They look like star. Here's a look at the bag. Star anise. Anís de estrella, this I call in Spanish. Make sure you have some salted butter. You might need a tablespoon of this. Some vanilla extract. Extracto de vanilla. Cinnamon ground or powder. Evaporated milk. This is a can and it's about 12 ounces. You only need 12 ounces of 1 can. Leche evaporada. About a total of 24, 25 ounces of coconut milk. So either get a couple cans, 12 ounces each, or a big one for 24, 25 ounces. And cream of coconut or crema de coco. This is about 8 ounces. And that's pretty much it. Now it's time to drain the rice. By the way, this is medium sized rice. Some people like to use large size rice, large grain. I'm using medium grain. So what do? I grab a cast iron pot, but it doesn't have to be cast iron. It could be any type of, pot. I added 6.5 cups of water. Put my heat on medium high and start adding the star anise, the clove, and the cinnamon sticks. And now I'm going to let it cook for about 12 minutes. Well, it's been 12 minutes, so now it's time to go fishing. And what we're going to do, we're going to start getting some of the anise and clove out. Actually, not some, all of them out. Just leave the cinnamon sticks in there, but all the other stuff goes out. The clove, los clavos, and the anise. It's bye-bye. If you notice, this actually looks like tea, and a lot of people call it tea. And now the next step is to add the rice. Let's see how I do this. Here you have it. Let me move it around a little bit. And I'm going to move the heat to medium low. Let me add the butter, and this is how it looks. It's about a teaspoon. Let me. And you know what? Because I'm cooking the rice now, I'm going to add a little bit of salt, just a tiny bit. And I like sea salt, so it's just a little bit. And let it cook for perhaps 10-12 minutes. Now it's very important that you stir this from time to time because you don't want that rice sticking at the bottom. You're not cooking arroz con pegado like we call in Puerto Rico. You know, pegado is like the burn at the bottom of the pot type thing. You know, like when the rice get burned at the bottom. People love that. But this is not the purpose of this. This is just to cook the rice. And, you know, we really have to make sure it's cooked. You know, you don't want this raw rice, you know, so you have to stir for a little bit. You might have to cover too, actually. So I just covered it up. I'm going to cook it for about 8 to 10 minutes. But I'm going to be checking on it. And it's medium low heat to make sure it doesn't burn. Now the thing about playing with the heat, the reason I have not gone high heat is because it's physics. When you cook things that have liquids like water and you put a very high heat, you're going to lose some of that water. You don't want that to happen at a rapid speed. So that's the reason I started with medium high. Now I'm going to medium low, at least for the next 8 or 9 minutes. Checking it sporadically, you know, to stir it, just to make sure it doesn't stick at the bottom, and to let it cook for now. It's been about 10 minutes, 11 minutes. I've been stirring from time to time. But remember, I had this cover for a little bit so the rice can be cooked. Looking nice, looking nice. Still stirring. So let's now grab the leche evaporada or evaporated milk. Let me add it to this. Actually, let me get this stuff out of the way. Stir it. And I still have this in low medium heat. I'm actually going to lower a little bit more. And now it comes la leche de coco. And I'm going to make a mess here. Typically, if you buy the 12 ounces, that's 2 cans, about 24, 25 ounces, so that's 1 can. See how it's starting to look? See? You have to let it cook. So the milk and the actually the coconut milk and the evaporated milk, they start kind of evaporating. You know what I mean? So you have to let it cook for a little bit. Now you want to cover it up. And let it cook until the milk start coming down a little bit, okay? So now I'm going to add the vanilla extract. This is about a tablespoon and a half. Going to add about cup and a half of sugar. And the sugar, you do it to taste, by the way. Some people like things super sweet, others don't. I remember when my grandmother was making this kind of rice, arroz con dulce, or in English you call it rice pudding or rice coconut pudding. There are different names, but in Puerto Rico we call it arroz con dulce. And she used brown sugar actually, and it gave it a nice looking color. She also used raisins, which this is the time that you add them. I need to watch over my sugar a little bit, so I'm not adding a lot. And you add the coconut cream, the little can. Yep, it is. Sticky. It is. So I'm moving it well. And I'm going to let it cook for a while at low heat, because I want the milk and some of the liquids to evaporate and make the rice a little bit solid, not too solid, but a little bit. So I'm going to cook this for a little bit, maybe 20 or so minutes, maybe less, maybe a little bit more. The point I'm trying to make is that you have to look over this. So I'm going to cover it and let it cook for a little bit until it comes to the size of liquids that I want. Actually, it's tasting pretty good. So I'll be back. Looks pretty nice now. This looks like winter. See, it's not too liquidy. You know, a lot of liquid. It's not like that, but also it's not too solid, and it's not sticking at the bottom, and it looks delicious. But the final trick is how to make it look pretty, because you know it's about all the senses. It's not just about taste or of moving it and feeling the texture, or tasting sweet, or smelling this nice flavor. It's also about having a visual, satisfaction when you look at the thing. And I remember growing up in Puerto Rico, in the islands. I remember seeing how they put it in the nice aluminum containers or cups or whatever, and you can taste that sweetness and that deliciousness. And I'm very confident this is going to be like this. So let's go to the next step. So let's start transferring, and I have an aluminum container. One thing about this that's very important, you don't eat this hot. It doesn't taste as good. You cool it for a little bit or leave it at room temperature, whichever way you prefer, and then you enjoy it. So let's start moving stuff from one container to the other. And actually, let me move this closer so I don't make a mess. See how it looks? And you start it into the container. I mean, it's that simple. Now, I don't have smaller containers. So I had to settle for this one. And with smaller containers, I mean aluminum foil type. I do have some nice looking smaller containers that I'm going to use to demonstrate how the thing looks. Now the reason I'm doing this part is because I'm going to show you the final touch that deals with the cinnamon powder. And in essence, once you have this fill up, just put a little bit on top. See? Make it look pretty. That's simple.